This is the Tokyo Banner 23 Sneaker Channel. Tokyo Banner 23 Sneaker Channel des Mainichi Absuru no de Mainichi Minchi Kusai. Every single day I'm bringing you content from Tokyo, Japan about upcoming sneaker releases, sneaker reviews, and sneakers in general, sneaker news too. And today we've got an absolutely cracking sneaker. Now, I'm taking a bit of a risk on the channel this week. On Monday, I dropped a sneaker review about the Off-White Air Force One MCAs, which were supposed to drop in June, hadn't dropped yet. Maybe they dropped before I got that video online. And it's the same for this pair of Air Jordan 1 highs. They were due to drop in June. They hadn't dropped yet. Have I got this content up before the drop date, or have these guys already dropped? I'm not entirely sure. Let me know in the comments down below. But what we are looking at today, in today's video, is the Air Jordan 1 high first class flight. As I said in the introduction, today is all about the Air Jordan 1 high first class flight. And it's a cracking looking sneaker, and it has, for me, and this is just personal, okay, and I might disagree, people out there might be in disagreement with me, which is fine, but for me, there's a little bit of a connection between this sneaker and earlier in this year, the neutral greys and the turbo greens, which kind of dropped, oh gosh, maybe it was January, February time, I think. And the one particular feature about those two sneakers, the neutral greys and the turbo greens, was that on the mid foot, really just slightly above the mid sole, there was a little bit of detailing, a little bit of writing on there, and it's that particular feature which is kind of, I don't know if you can say it's echoed in this shoe, but that kind of, you know, writing and branding on the top of an Air Jordan 1, which you don't usually see, you see on this sneaker as well. Okay, let's get into the sneaker now. There's an absolute bucket load of things to look at on here. I was really surprised at how much there was to look at in this sneaker, because from afar, I was kind of looking at it, I think it was pretty plain. It basically looks like a white with, you know, a few touches of yellow, hits of yellow on their sneaker, but there's an absolute ton of detailing on here and a lot of things to look at. And I'm going to take us through those different pieces of detailing one at a time. So we're going to start on the heel. Like I said, it's a white upper, and on that white upper you've got a black barcode written in there. And what that has on there is it has detailing and stats about Jordan's life and Jordan's career stats and things like that, including his points and rebounds and stuff like that. So that barcode there isn't just a bunch of random numbers, but it actually has details about, say, his you know, field goal average, or his you know, average points per game and stuff like that. It's actually built into that black barcode on the white upper. Now, I'm kind of, what am I doing? I'm emphasizing that black barcode on the white upper because there's another barcode up towards the ankle. Now, it's the ankle on, I've got to get this right, it's the ankle on the medial side, I think I'm right in saying, because on the lateral side you've got the white wings logo on the white ankle tabs, so on the lateral side, the white wings logo, white upper material, but on the medial side you've got the white ankle sort of, the tag there with yellow imprint on it with black writing on it. So it's quite a complicated barcode on there, and it's split into two different parts. So there's a barcode part of it which just has general information about Michael Jordan, not career stats and stuff like that. And then the second part of it is designed to look like a boarding pass. And if I remember rightly, it says MJ, MJ4, AJ1023, I think is what it says on there. And to me, what that is meant to look like, it's meant to look like the departure airport is MJ, the arrival airport is MJ4, and then the flight, the company, you know how like if you were flying a Japanese company, ANA, you'd have the code for the carrier, and in the case of this, it's AJ1 is the carrier, and then the flight number is 02323 being the signature number of most of Michael Jordan's career. So that's a really, really cool hit of information, which is only on the medial side and not on the lateral side, because the lateral side has that wings logo on there. What the lateral side also has below that wings logo is in a hit of yellow, a tiny little hit of yellow, it has Michael Jordan's signature in there as well, which is a really cool effect. And then if we come down from that signature, staying on the lateral side to the swoosh, it is a white swoosh on there. And then, like I said, at first look, it was very plain looking sneaker, all white with hits of yellow, but if you flip it around to the medial side, you've then got a yellow yellow swoosh on the medial side to kind of complement the white swoosh from the lateral side. So you've got an awful lot going on there in this sneaker. But if you look at the toe box, you look at the quarter, you look at the midfoot, even the midsole itself, so if you scan sort of front to left, the lacing system, all of that is all white on the sneaker, so there isn't that much colour in there. The outsole itself is that pop in yellow, and that is another thing that harks back to the neutral greys and the turbo greens, because they were hot colours that they were using, especially on the inside of the sneakers on those two cases. And these colours, these vibrant yellow colours, these hot yellow colours on here, again, reminds me of those neutral greys and the turbo greens, but I don't think they're close enough to be called like sister sneakers, for example. So, and I think that's just about everything I can think of to talk about on this sneaker. Let me just sort of run through all the different parts of it in my mind. No, I think that's pretty much everything about it. I've probably missed something. I've got a feeling, this is totally a feeling, but I've got a feeling it's got an interesting tongue tag on there. I'll put the tongue tag up here anyway, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I've got a feeling it's got a sort of loopy tongue tag on there as opposed to the kind of flat, flush tongue tag on there. So so maybe that'll be up there as well, and that'll be something interesting for people to look at. The last thing that I want to say though, it's not the last thing, because there'll be a couple of things after this, but the last thing about these shoes that I want to say is that I'm a bit worried about the quality control on them. And that's based on photographs, right? My channel's not big enough and I don't have enough money to get sneakers in hand yet. But when the channel grows and I do get sneakers in hand, I'll be able to actually look and tell you rather than go from photographs. But I'm a bit worried about the quality control in these guys. The pictures that I've seen, it doesn't look like they're the high quality that I think people are going to be expecting. So it'll be interesting to see if when they actually come out, they are that high quality. The one place that I was really particular about that was the signature that I talked about on the lateral side. The way it's been printed on that yellow hit of color looks really, it doesn't look good. It's the color, the yellow hit of color is kind of a gloss finish, a matte finish, but then the branding of that signature is a kind of glossy finish, and the two don't jive very well together. I don't know if it'll be something I can show you on a screenshot or not, but watching the quality control on these guys is maybe something to be aware of. But I might be wide of the mark on that, and if I am, then I'm wide of the mark on that, and these things happen. Okay, it's time for me to head off. I always try to keep these videos as short as possible. Well, not as short as possible, because then they'd only be 1 minute long, but I try not to go past that 10-minute mark, which I probably haven't done in this video. But I do want to talk about tomorrow, because I'm bringing you another yellow and white Air Jordan 1, but this time it's a mid, and it's the yellow white with a hit of black in there as well, so there's a bit more colour in there tomorrow, so we'll definitely have a look at that one. I think it's called the yellow toe box. Well, you'll see tomorrow when I bring that sneaker and review that for you. But it's another one, the third of 3 sneakers that are supposed to drop, were supposed to drop in June. Didn't, as far as I know. And again, I might be wrong in that. They might already have dropped and I just missed the boat on them. And again, if I did, just hit me up in the comments down below. Yeah, I'm taking a bit of a risk on doing these, because I don't know the due dates for them. The due dates were speculated to be back in June. It's now already July, and I'm speculating that these guys are going to drop real soon, but I might be totally wrong about that. But anyway, enough about that. Time for me to head off and shoot away and do things. I've got my 1-year-old to take care of. I've got my mom in town. I've got a lot of things going on, so I'll just shoot off. Thank you guys for checking out my content, and do what I do at the end of every single video, which is point at you and say that I will see you tomorrow.